For this roughly 40-minute practice today, we will use 2 blocks, a blanket, and have some sort of belt close by if needed. Come to sit down on a blanket in Sukhasana. You'll cross your right shin in front of the left and reach the feet as far away from each other as you can, letting the shins move towards parallel to the front of the mat. You are here. The most essential part sometimes of our practice is in the moment when we sit down. Notice the draping of your arms and let the feel of your hands support the contours of your thighs. Settle into your seat, bringing subtle awareness to the breath and in the feeling of how you are situated in the room. See your relationship to the floor, to the ceiling, to the walls around you. You can even take in the fragrance and the sensation of connection into your foundation, and softly arrive to your practice. Gather the breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let the eyes open, bring your hands behind your hips, and you'll start to move your torso laterally side to side, climbing the torso out of the pelvis. Start to dip down over the legs and then stretch your arms out to the blocks on the high level in front of you. Rest your hands there. Today, in the physical expression of our practice, I invite you to relate to your arms as a very reverent extension and pathway towards your heart. The arms that both give and receive love and affection, and the power held in the energetic freedom and expansion of our wings. Start to deepen the breath, stretching through the arms, lift the armpits, and then slowly arrive back up to sit. Take your right hand outside your right hip and stretch your left arm over the ear, rooting down into your left hip. Come right back up, cross the left arm over the chest, take your right hand to the outer left shoulder and turn the neck towards the left. Come gently out, reach your hands behind you, sit back and switch the crossing of your legs, and we'll do the same thing, just climbing for a moment side to side instead of straight forward, out of the pelvis with the waist, and then take the body forward and stretch the arms out. Let the head drop through the shoulders. Soften the gaze and the grip in the jaw and just come to your breath. So when we practice in this subtle way, we can start to move our attention off of what we think we know and let our awareness take us somewhere we have yet to explore so we can be led. Let the breath be a clear guide. It's a pathway. And then slowly arrive back up to sit. Take your left hand now outside your left hip. Stretch your right arm over. Lean into the right waist and drop your right hip. The left shoulder softly into the back. Inhale, come up. Cross the right arm over the body. Grab a hold of the outer right shoulder and just turn gently to the right. And slowly come out of that shape. Bring your hands back behind you, plant your feet down where the ankles are under the knees, and then come up to a tabletop. Bring the heads of the arm bones back, and then stretch out through the back of the neck and lengthen the tailbone towards the knees. Push into your feet, and then on the exhale, sit back down. Cross at your ankles, come forward, just remove your padding, and step back to a tabletop position. As we arch the back into a cow, take the shoulders a little forward, and as you go back into cat, bring the shoulders behind the wrists, and then find that movement a little more dramatically forward and back on your breath. Inhale, come forward, go beyond the wrist a little, and then go into a little modified up dog. Bring the shoulders back, and then exhale, sit back into a child's pose and stretch the arms far out in front of you, keeping that clear intention of extension through the arm. to the right. Really reach out with the left arm, settle the left ribs down. Lift the back of the right ribs up and then fold over that right thigh. Take a breath here. And then walk on over to the left side. Take the same thing. You'll pick up the waist, turn the ribs towards the left. Stretch the right arm out in front of you and look over the left knee. Press back in the right hip and stretch the side body. Inhale, come back up through the midline. Tuck the toes underneath you and stretch back into downward facing dog. Breathe fully into the back body. Let the outer shoulder drop down. Press through the index finger knuckle and stretch back. Inhale fully. And then start to walk your feet forward towards the top of the mat, lifting up from the hip as you walk. Settle your feet as wide as your hips. Grab opposite elbows, and as you pull down on the elbows, soften knees. Let the torso again just drape out of the pelvis. Press the elbows into the outer hand. And then find your breath. Breathe in. As you breathe out, interlace your hands behind your back. Lift your chest, draw your shoulders forward, tip back into the shape beneath the heads of the arm bones. Tuck your chin into your chest and lengthen from the back of the neck. Find your breath. Clear connection into your feet. And then release the arms. Take your hands down and just forward fold for the breath out. Chin into chest, press into your feet. Let your tailbone descend as you come slowly up to stand. Take your blocks and place them at the flat, vertical level and stand between them. On the inhale, stretch the arms up. On the exhale, forward fold over the legs. Let your head release. Hands to the blocks, lengthen the spine. Exhale, left foot back lunge. Right foot to a full plank pose. Press down into the blocks and lift up and out of them at the same time. Lift the back of the head up. Breathe in. And breathe out, hips lift, downward facing dog. Big stretch of the arms, deepening in the armpits. Step the right foot forward. Come down into a low lunge as the fingertips just graze the blocks. Slowly descend the back knee. Lift up through the chest, root down through the fingertips, broaden across the collarbones. Find your breath. And then left hand to the block, reach the right arm up and back as you lean back away from the block. Stretch out through the right fingers, and then take the right arm up and over the ear, full extension as you stretch through both legs. Pull the right hip up and back and forward fold over the right leg. Let your shoulders move away from the ears. Find your breath here again. Breathe it out, nice and fluid in the body. Inhale, lift your chest, open through the heart. Step back through a high plank. As you exhale, round through the back. Take a breath in, knees down, bend the elbows halfway, modified chaturanga. Press up through that high, lifted cat-shaped plank. Exhale, knees down, melt the heart, bend the elbows. Inhale again, lift up, curl the chin in towards the chest, this time downward facing dog. Step your left foot between the blocks, inch your right foot back behind you. Come into that low lunge and then drop the right knee. Bring the heart forward as the left outer hip hugs back. Drag the left heel back towards the right knee. And then stay on your right fingertips. And you're going to reach your left arm up and over towards your right heel. Lean back away from the right block. Pull the belly in. Soften the gaze. Follow the length of the arm up and over, forward fold over straight legs. As you inhale, there's a little space through the chest. As you exhale, you go into the left leg. Let your head and neck completely release. Inhale, lift the chest, bend the left knee. Exhale, step back through that high plank, curl the chin in towards the chest. As you exhale, chaturanga now. Point through the feet, stretch the arms, upward dog, knees down, connect to your child's pose. Press the forehead down, move the hips back towards the heels, and fully extend through the arms. Inhale, come up, tuck the toes, stretch back again, and start to walk forward. This time you'll take your feet as wide as your hips. Keep your feet as parallel forward as you can, and then settle your hips down onto a block. Let your arms fall through your legs, press your palms, lift your chest. Squeeze the legs a little towards the elbows, and then stretch your right arm across your right shin, open your chest towards the left. Take a breath here. And exhale. Left arm comes forward, you press the palms. Go to the other side, left arm across the left shin. Right arm up, pull the shoulders back. Stretch from fingertip to fingertip. And then come back through a lifted prayer. Big breath in. Hands down, pick up your seat. Stretch the spine, look up, and forward fold as you breathe out. Chin into chest, come back up. And just take a moment to move your props so that they're accessible for you. One at the front, and then one at the back of the mat. And then realign yourself in Tadasana. Hands at the prayer, at the heart. Inhale, stretch the arms all the way up. Look to your thumbs. Exhale, forward fold over your legs, head and neck release. Inhale, lengthen and look forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, press the feet. Up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Set the gaze between the feet. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. High onto the balls of the feet. Bend the knees. Hop or step forward. Lengthen on the breath in. Big sigh out the mouth as you breathe out. Inhale, arrive all the way up to stand. Press the palms, look up. Exhale, hands connect in front of the heart. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, slow descent over the legs. Inhale, lengthen and look forward. As you breathe out, a supported chaturanga. Hold the breath out. Inhale, upward facing dog. Look up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stretch the arms. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. At the bottom of your breath, bend your knees. Look beyond your hands. Step or hop. Breath in. Exhale, sigh out and fold. Inhale all the way up to stand. Stretch the arms, press your palms. Take your thumbs to your third eye, to your lips, and to your heart. Close the eyes. Step your feet as wide as your hips or a little wider, and bend the knees into a wide chair pose, Utkatasana. Root back into the heels. Take your right hand down as you bend your right knee. Stretch your left leg. Root down into the right hip and open up the left arm. Both hands down, they swing up, back to the chair. Other side, left hand down, left knee bends in towards the armpit. Turn the chest as you elongate the right leg. And then inhale back up to chair. Press down into your right foot. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Flex at the ankle. Sit back again as you lift your left knee and left hip up, feeling a weighted down quality in the right hip. Take your right hand, hold your outer right hip, draw it back as you reach your left leg behind you into a lunge. Keep that right hand very connected to the outer right hip and thigh. Stretch the left arm up, lean back, and then hook the left elbow outside the right knee. Keep the forearm facing up, press the palm to the chest, and from that connection, stretch out through the right arm and twist. Reach back with the right arm, lift the torso up, press the outer right knee into the left elbow. Stretch the right arm over the ear, stay in the twist. Back through the right arm, sweep both arms up, come to a high lunge, hugging the outer right hip back. Backstroke the arms, reach forward, and slowly into an Ardha Chandrasana. Pull your outer right hip back, let the eye of the knee face forward. Turn the chest. Get a little lighter on the right fingertips, and then if you can, press the right hand to the chest. Bend the right knee, step back, and stretch the arms out into goddess pose. The heels are drawn in, the toes are out, the arms are outstretched as you hug the shoulder blades in. Sweep the arms across the body, warrior two to the back, right into the reverse warrior with the thumbs hooked. Take the left elbow inside the left knee, press the left palm to the chest, and roll the right shoulder back as you reach back away from your left knee. And then a slow transition here. You're going to follow the right arm, keep the left hand connected at the chest, pivot on the back toes, and gently let your right knee come down as your left hand presses to your left knee. Arc back, both hands down, stretch the left leg and find a runner stretch. Forward fold on the breath out. Keep it nice and fluid. As you breathe in, there's a little length. As you breathe out, you fold into the leg. Hug the outer right hip in. Bend into your left knee. And then push off the back leg and take a standing split. Let the right hip open here. Stretch out through the toes. Just as you found out that length in your arms, do the same thing now with your right leg. Step way back to a lunge. Bring your left leg up and take a down dog split. Let the hip open. Flip the dog right over, keeping your right leg straight, and reach into the inner right foot. Press your left hand to your chest and then extend the arm out of the heart center. Curl back. Left hand down, bring the left shin forward and settle into a pigeon pose. You'll take your left hand to your block and just walk your body back just a bit, if that's okay, on your lower back. Press your left hand to the block to lift up and out of your left hip. Circle your right arm back behind you, and here's where you might need the belt. Grab a hold of the foot and then reclaim the forward fold here. You're going to come forward but holding the right foot and bringing it in towards your right seat. And this way we can relax just a little bit with a very intense stretch into the front of the leg. Breathe in here. And breathe out. Let the right shoulder drop towards the floor. Slowly release the foot. Walk your hands back, prop on up, tuck the toes underneath you, and stretch back to dog. Just pedal out for a moment to release and find a little symmetry in the legs. Curl forward on the breath in to plank. Chaturanga as you breathe out. Point your feet, stretch up, upward dog, downward facing dog on your breath out. Walk the feet forward again to the top of the mat. Take your feet wide, lengthen on the breath in, sigh out as you fold. Chin into chest, roll on up. Sit back into your chair, same thing now but the other side. Take your left hand down, bend the knee, open up through the right arm, turn the chest. Inhale back up to the chair. Stretch the arms. Exhale, right hand down, right knee bends. Open up the chest to the left. Inhale back up to chair. Press into your left foot now. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. As you sit back, the right knee will want to drop. Pick up the knee, pick up the right hip, and settle into your left hip. Take your left hand now, hold the outer left hip, hug it back as you stretch your right leg back. Reach the right arm up, feel the left outer hip move back, and stretch the side body up. Hook your right elbow outside the left knee. The palm is facing up. Take the palm now to the chest, right at the heart center, and turn the body towards the left as you extend the left arm. Press your knee into the right elbow. Left arm now stretches on the diagonal over the ear. Look towards the space in front of you. Come back up to a high lunge, squeezing the inner legs, and then Ardha Chandrasana, really staying with that hugging back of the left outer hip. Push through your right heel. Get a little lighter now on your left fingertips, and if you can, bring the palm up to the chest, bend your left knee, step back to the inner rim of your right foot, circle the arms, pivot, and take your goddess pose. Stretch out through the arms, through the chest. Sit low. And then up and over to warrior two to the other side. Hook the thumbs, pull on the thumbs as you reach the waist out of the hip. Reverse. And then right elbow inside the right knee. The torso stays very lifted. The right palm presses gently at the chest as you reach your left arm behind you. Stay strong and firm in your legs. And then we'll take that slow pivot, staying very connected, the right hand at the chest. Pivot around towards Anjaneyasana. Your right hand will go to your right knee, and your left arm will reach up. Both hands come down, and you'll stretch the right leg into a runner's stretch. You can inch the right heel a little further forward and forward fold over the right leg. Breathe in and breathe out. Bend the right knee on your next breath. Push off the back leg. Let your left hip lift and walk your hands in towards your right foot, letting the shoulders move away from the floor. Stretch out through the left leg, stretch through the toes, and then bend the right knee, step back, drag the right leg back, curl the heel in towards your seat, open up through the hip, and then pivot on the ball of the left foot, land on the ball of the right foot, stretch out both through the left leg, through the front of the body, hand to the heart, and then fully extend that beautiful energy out through the right arm. Come back around and bring your right knee forward behind the wrist. Take your right hand to a block. Press down in the block to lift out of the pelvis. Keep the back toes tucked under. Get a little stretch into the upper psoas of the left leg. And then reach behind yourself with your left arm. Grab your foot with your hand or with your belt, and then forward fold so that the top of the left thigh, is facing the floor. Pull the heel gently in, let your right elbow bend, and let the shoulders soften into the back. Even out your breath. Gently the foot's released. Walk back with the hands. Tuck the back toes and step back. Downward dog. Inhale to a round high plank. Curl the belly in. Drop chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk forward again. Nice and clearly. Inhale. Exhale, sigh out the mouth. Press into your feet, squeeze your inner thighs, come all the way up, stretch, Reach out through the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Go into your experience. Bow your head. Inhale, lengthen, look up. Go back to your wide chair. Exhale, same thing. Bend the left knee. Stretch your right arm up. A little more fluid with the breath. And then wrap your right arm behind your back. Sit back to a sort of bound, half-bound chair. And then cross your left ankle over your right knee. The right arm is bound behind you. The right shoulder head lifts back. Grab a hold of the outer left foot with your left hand. Stand tall on your right leg and pull the left knee in towards your left armpit as you stand up. So a half standing happy baby. And then extend the leg out to the side. Let your right hand inform the dropping of the left hip. Bring the left leg back to the midline. Soften your right knee. Bring your right hand to the outer left foot and then stretch out through the left arm now and turn the waist as your left hip drops. Keep your gaze over your left foot for balance. Take your left arm up, cross at the wrist if you can, pull the leg in for a moment, and then cross again, left ankle over right knee. Hook the right elbow around the left foot so you're not jamming into your right knee, and forward fold. You might have to watch that one a couple of times just to get the feel of it. And then cross your left ankle outside your right foot so your ankles are crossed. Separate your feet and forward fold, squeezing your legs in. Inhale, step your right leg back on the diagonal to the left. Left ankle over right into a crossed ankle downward facing dog. Push back through the thighs. Come forward to plank, hop, separate the feet, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, stretch. Exhale, downward dog. Just let that get integrated into the body for a moment. Bend the knees. You're going to cross the ankles, come forward, sit down, and cradle your left leg in towards the chest. Sit right on top of your seat. Stretch your right leg, push through the heel, and close the gap of shin to chest. Then you're going to lean a little to the right. Try to get your left knee up over the shoulder. We'll come into compass pose. Grab a hold of the left foot with the right hand. Bring the left arm back around the left hamstring. Hold the foot and turn the waist towards the right. Huge stretch for the side body. Come back around and then cross the left knee over the right for a half Gomukhasana. Forward fold. Keep the right knee very soft, so try not to let the left knee press down too hard into the right knee. Release there. Breathe out. Inhale, come up. Sit back, cross the ankles, step back, downward facing dog on your breath out. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, melt, chaturanga. Inhale, open through the chest, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Slowly walk your feet forward again. Lengthen on the breath in. Release out through the voice on the breath out, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Stretch the arms wide and lift. Exhale right back into the legs on the breath out. Inhale, lengthen and look forward. Bend both knees, sit back into your chair. Right hand down, right knee bends, open the chest to the left. Now circle the left arm behind your back. See if the hand can get into the upper right hip. And then back into your chair, reaching the right arm up, crossing the right ankle over the left knee. Pin that left arm behind your back, but lift the head of the arm bone up. And you'll gently grab the foot with your right hand, come up to a half happy baby, letting the right shin be parallel to the floor. Pull the knee back, integrate the right shoulder into the back, and then take the leg out to the side. Let the right sit bone drop, open up through the chest, square off the shoulders. Come back to the midline, give a soft bend in your left knee, cross your left arm now to the outer right foot, And then stretch out through the right arm and free the shape even more. Follow the right arm up, cross at the wrist, soften the left knee, pull the shoulders back and lift the leg. Cross right ankle again, gently over left knee. You can hook your left elbow around the right foot and fold into the leg. So give it a little bit of a brace. And then inhale, release the foot, cross at the ankles, separate the feet a little bit. The toes are angling towards each other, the heels away, and forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Stretch the left leg back on the diagonal to the right, and then cross at the ankles again, right over left at the back of the mat. Forward, and then hop, chaturanga, separate the feet. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, settle. Bend the knees, look forward, cross at the ankle, come forward and sit down. Cradle now the right leg in, trying to keep a Tadasana shape in the spine. Pull the shin up and in towards the chest, stretch out through your left leg. Relax the shoulders, bring the throat back. Lean a little to the left, and just hoist that right knee as high as you can up over the right shoulder or arm. Grab a hold of the right foot with your left hand, reach the right arm around the right hamstring, turn towards the left. Settle back into the right hip. And then gently come out. Cross at the knee. Right knee over left. Half gomukha as you forward fold. Be really clear with your transition in and out of the shape. So again, being led by the breath and even the sound of my voice. Nothing overly effortful or forced. Settle in. Inhale, come up. Cross at the ankles, pull the heels in. Step back, downward facing dog. Take your knees down. And then settle your hips down towards your heels. You're going to take a blanket and fold it one more time. And you're going to bring your pelvis just slightly behind the blanket. And you'll feel where the sweet spot is. We're going to come into Dhanurasana bow pose. So we're going to work the shoulders in this variation. You're going to bend your knees, grab your ankles, press your shins back, and the blanket fold should bring your low ribs back. Roll the shoulders back and lift up. If you're feeling propelled forward, you'll probably need to shift the blanket. And then gently release out of that. Make a pillow for your forehead with your arms and relax. And then we'll take another round. Reach back, flex through your feet, pull the shins back to open up through the chest and the arms. And then not forcing the neck back, so there's just a lift in the chest, but the chin is dropped a little bit. And then release that down and again, settle. You'll now stretch the arms out to a T shape and then roll onto your right outer hip. Bend your left elbow. Bring your left leg behind you and then turn the chest using your left hand to steer. Press into your right palm. If your head is elevated, you can place a block underneath to not use your neck muscles too much. And then come out. Stretch your left arm out right in a T shape, so the hand in line with the shoulder. Roll to the left outer hip, bring your right leg behind you, bend your right elbow and turn the chest towards the right. Feeling this beautiful stretch in the front of the shoulder. And release on your breath out. Bring your hands back by your low ribs, push up and back. Bring your knees forward and just remove your blanket from your mat. forward, cross the ankles behind you, and sit back again. You're going to come onto your back. We'll start with a bridge pose, so bend your knees and bring your heels back. You're going to grab the outer edges of your mat, lift your hips, but drop your inner thighs down so you deepen at the groin, and then fire up the back of the leg and lift from the hamstring and the calf. Roll the shoulders underneath you. Lift from the back of the heart to the center of the heart and breathe. As you breathe out, lower your hips. And if it's available to you, we'll come into one wheel. Lift the arms up, flex at the wrist, unplug the shoulders for a moment, and then plug the shoulders down the back. Bend your elbows, take your hands to your ears, press into your hands and feet and lift up. See if you can feel that feeling of plugging the shoulders into the back even as you're up here. Push out of your legs, lift the back of the heart up, stretch through the arms. Tuck your chin into your chest, lengthen the back of the neck, and settle the back of the head down. Take your feet as wide as your mat, take your hands to your body, tap your inner knees, and feel the breath. And then take the arms up to a lifted cactus shape. Move the knees to the right and hook your right ankle to your outer left knee. Turn towards the left with your neck. Gently pull on the knee. Breathe in. And then step your feet wide. And we'll do the other side. Take your knees to the left. Cross your left ankle to your outer right knee. Turn towards the right. Settle the back of the shoulder down. Hug your knees into your chest, lift your head towards your knees. Take one or two rocks up and back on the spine, come all the way up. Sit back with your hips to the middle of the mat. And you're going to stretch your right leg out, bring your left thigh and knee back. So the left heel is at the left groin. Bring your knee wide open. Let your right hand find your inner right foot and stretch again, open towards the left with the chest. Then take the left arm over the ear, so we're not going so much towards the foot, but more turning the chest up towards the ceiling, weighting the left thigh down, keeping the shoulders as stacked on top of each other as you can. Pull back on the right foot or the ankle. Inhale, come up. And then exhale, bring your left shin back behind you into a half virasana. Grab a block on the medium level if you can and arc back and just let the back of your shoulder blades settle into the block as you stretch the arms up. Take a breath here. The knees are drawing towards each other. The left toes are facing straight back. Articulate through the toes of the left foot. Hug the inner ankle in towards your seat and find a beautiful expression across the chest. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, slowly come up and exhale. Gently let that leg release. Bend your right knee. Bring your right knee out to the right. Square the chest towards the right. Hook the left hand to the inner left foot. Stretch the right arm out on a diagonal. Pull away from the left foot. Open the chest. Stay this open long as you take your right arm up and over the ear. Let the left waist lengthen. And turn the chest up. Inhale, slowly come up. Face the left leg and bring your right shin back into half virasana. And then you can find that block again and arc back. And if it's not available to you to come back onto the block, just walk your hands back just a little bit, or put your seat on the block so that your leg can find the shape of this Virasana. Let your right hip drop. Open up through the chest and through the armpits. Stay very active in your left leg and settle into your breath. And then inhale, use your arms and your belly, come up. Free your right leg. Take the block out from behind you, and if you'd like to just move into the calves a little bit, if you've got the extension of the hamstring, take the block around to the balls of the feet, so high up the foot. Pull back on the block, lift the chest, and forward fold over the legs. And in this forward fold, let the head and the neck release. Letting the nervous system start to quiet a bit. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, lift your head. Exhale, come up with your block. Place it off to the side. And we'll just cross at your ankles, come forward again. Move your knees back, and we'll set up for a headstand. Interlace the hands, let there be a softening of the wrist. Press down in the forearms. Slowly walk your feet in and find the prep shape. Lift the shoulders away from the ears. Lift one leg, and if you feel supported, you can lift the other and let both legs lift. To begin, stretch through the feet, spread the toes, and then you can flex the feet, reach your heels up, squeeze your inner thighs, and just stay for a few breaths here. So through this physical practice, we almost imagine that a pose or a step or a breath means everything and can really represent who we are. We want to live fully, so we can practice that through the physical manifestation of this practice. Stretch through the toes now again. Let your breath be very clear. And then one leg can descend, followed by the other. Take your knees down. Let yourself just melt into child's pose. Bring the arms back now and let your shoulders have a break. You can massage through the forehead, moving the head side to side very gently. And then we'll roll up and come up to sit. And before we settle into Shavasana, just come to a quiet seat here. You can take any shape of the legs that feels nice and supported. Bring your hands to your thighs or your knees. Lift up to the place right above the belly button, right across the chest. And then we notice here where we've landed, and we can settle down into the very fullness of our experience. Take notice. From the chest, from the heart, down through the hands. Settle. And then connect the hands to the prayer above. Right above the third eye. And with that great intention to be fully aware and present in our life, we'll come down into Shavasana. I'll just read a short little prayer as you settle in. May I see the beauty, the humanity, the passion, the wisdom, the love that I see in others as vividly when I view myself. May I nourish my children, my partner, my family, my friends daily with honesty and compassion, arms enveloped and heart exposed. May I loosen the grip of fear that binds me. May I close my eyes, lift my arms up fully, free my breath, and step in. May my greatest love story be with my own heart. May I see my life as a deep and sincere prayer, not perfect, not painless, but full and uniquely mine. May I always remember that I feel most expansive and receptive when I give love first, rather than standing back, arms closed, waiting to receive it. May we all connect daily, eye to eye, heart to heart, palm to palm, truly wishing for sweetness for us all. Take an inhale fully through your nose and a very wistful sigh out the mouth. Shavasana.